My name is Vanessa, and I first saw you in Being Human,
Right on.
where you got to work with your sister, Megan. I'm wondering, what is it like to work with a sibling on Being Human, and then she was on Supergirl a few weeks ago. So what is it like to work with a sibling?
I mean, it's a lot of fun to work with Megan. Things come naturally, you know. If I have to be annoyed with her in a scene, that's fine. I can pull from real life experiences. No, we have a lot of fun, and this was our 5th or 6th time we've worked together, and it's always fun to see our careers kind of intersect and we kind of touch base with each other. And so I since I got the role in Supergirl, it was just something that I've been pitching since the beginning. I kept on telling the producers, hey, my sister's an actor, she should play a female version of me. And so to shoot that episode and to have her come in and play was very, to see all that come to fruition was awesome. And so people seem to really love that female Brainy character, maybe even more so than the male Brainy. And so I really hope that we get a chance to see her again on the show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Over here, welcome.
Hi.
Hi there.
Who do you think have you become most friends with on the show, remembering that this will probably be posted on YouTube?
Well, it's really fun to work on the show now. This is my 3rd season on the show, and at this point, I'm kind of friends with all the cast and the crew. And so, whereas when I first started the show, I was just so nervous about messing up and trying to do a good job, it was kind of very stressful. And so now going into work, it's a lot of fun, I get to have fun with everyone. In fact, it's super weird to be up here without them right now. It's kind of weird doing this alone. In fact, I don't think I can do this.
Wait, what?
I don't think I can do this panel alone. Do you think you can come out here and help me out? Thank you. We get another chair.
Okay.
Nicole Maines.
You were doing so well!
No, I couldn't do this without you. All right.
Nicole Maines, now a dreamer on Supergirl.
That's right. Thank you for coming out. I needed some help.
Bonus.
Thank you for the question.
Got your back.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Very quick before we head over to this other question, welcome Nicole. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
That was acting, by the way. I don't know.
Lovely acting.
Nicole, how is Jesse doing so far? You were backstage. You were watching on the live feed.
Listen, I'm not exaggerating. He was straight crushing it.
Oh, nice.
Looked great.
Thank you.
Eye contact. Lovely.
Looked everyone in the eyes.
At least once.
Wonderful. Well, we're glad to have both of you and your experiences shared that we can share with this audience. So
Let's share some experiences, guys.
Yes.
Let's have some experience and share it with each other.
Shared moment.
hello, over
there.
here.
Hi, I have 2 questions for you guys.
Okay.
Question 1, what was it like to work with Arrow and the rest of the superheroes for the crossover this year?
With Arrow?
Yeah, specifically.
Yes.
Because they're done now.
Oh yes, I've heard.
Spoiler alert.
Yes, spoiler.
Way to go.
It was very surreal getting to be in a room with all those superheroes together. It's a whole lot of leather in one room. It's so loud, even when no one's talking. And it's just people shifting their body weight and just.
Yeah, we had 3 boom mic operators quit on the spot.
No, it was really cool. You got to fight with them. You got to have some cool
Yeah, that
action
was really
sequences.
cool. I didn't get to do any scenes with a lot of the Arrow guys. Just a couple of Wild Dog and Spartan I got to do. Was really fun in that last big fight against the Anti-Monitor. But it was really cool to get to have some time on set with the folks we don't normally see. I think my favorite moment was, and there's a video of this online, it was Grant and Melissa having a speed walking race. And Grant is unnaturally fast.
I'm not surprised.
Well,
I got to shoot on the Arrow set. Is it the bunker? Is that what it's called?
Yes.
The bunker, right? Yeah, so I got to shoot at the bunker, but it was on the Supergirl episode. So it was all of our crew shooting it on their set, and it felt like I was a guest on someone else's show, but it was our show. It was like a really weird kind of experience. But yeah, I got to work with Katie Lotz, and that was a lot of fun. Her and Bitsy in that episode, and so she was from Arrow. I know she's on Legends, but she was from Arrow too.
She got her start on Arrow.
Yeah, and so it was really, cause I used to watch all those shows before I was on Supergirl. I watched all the Arrowverse shows, so it's kind of like a reverse Ring situation. Like I walked into my television, and so
Did you like crawl?
I crawled I crawled in through the screen, and it was very surreal and very cool experience for I think all of us.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to do more. I want there to be another Crisis.
Perfect.
And my second question is, would you like to explore more of your character's roots, like origins on Supergirl? It's like the Legion of Superheroes history and all that.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to, in episode 10, I kind of told a childhood story about my family going on a vacation, and my mother bottling a planet for me, and I loved that scene because it helped me understand the character and his motivations more clearly. So anything to do with past and parental issues and Legion background stories, I'm down for 100%. I would love to explore more.
Yeah, and then in 11 we got a couple references to Neuronal, Dream Girl, and I get really excited anytime there's a reference to Nia's descendants and sort of more Naltorian lore and mythology. So I've been pushing for a while to try to get more into the dreaming and into Naltor and where she comes from. So hopefully we see more of that.
Thank you.
There'll be more to come.
Thank you very much. Also, speed walking is my favorite Olympic sport.
It's
Anybody
no
here know
joke.
what speed walking is? Yes, it's fascinating.
It is no joke.
Yeah,
we were zooming, dude.
And the rules, like if you step more than once 3 times, you're out. Yeah, the rules for because one foot has to be on the ground at all times. Okay.
Oh, I see. Wow.
There we go. Yes, Google it.
Catch any airtime.
Fascinating Google rabbit hole. Maybe just for me. Over here, hello, welcome.
My name is
Hi.
Mia, and
Welcome.
how did you become actors?
Thank you. Great one.
Lots of auditions. A lot of luck. A lot of sleepless nights.
If you love acting, you should just do it any opportunity you can. You just if there's a play going on at school, or if there's like a little theater group, maybe something you do on the weekends. It's great. It's great fun, And I think we did it because we just love acting. It's fun for us, and to get to act as our job is a dream come true because it's what we love to do. So if that's something you're interested in, I say do it any chance you can get.
Absolutely. My first acting role ever was my middle school production of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory in a cafeteria. And we didn't have the budget for squirrels. I was Veruca Salt. We didn't have the budget for squirrels, so I had to mime being attacked by squirrels. So that to this is more of a lateral move, but
Look at her now.
Thank you.
I'm doing it, Mom.
Right on. It's a hard job. A lot of rejection, but we keep on going for it because it's what we like to do. So yeah, if that's what you love to do, then pursue it 100%.
Thank you. Hello, welcome.
Hi. Hi there. So I've got 2 siblings, a brother and a sister, and
Yeah.
all 3 of us are somewhere on the spectrum. I was wondering if you purposefully chose to play Brainiac as kind of autistic, because he acts just like my brother.
Right. Actually, it was never something that I set out to do from the beginning. I just studied that character and studied the history of him and played the character. And it was something after the fact that I realized a lot of people were reaching out to me saying that I'm on the spectrum, and I relate to your character, and he reminds me of myself. And it was something that was like an accident that happened, and I realized in looking back, oh my God, it's true, blah blah. But it was never something that I was setting out to do. It was just some kind of thing that aligned, for lack of a better word.
Would you mind if I ask Nicole a question?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Thank you.
I was wondering, is it difficult being a transgender actress, and do you have any advice for transgender girls that are aspiring to that job?
Yeah, so I mean, it's definitely difficult being trans in the industry because, there's not a lot of roles for us. But kind of in the same breath, there's more roles for us than ever. And more I'm getting auditions and I'm seeing scripts where in the actual script it calls for, this is the character, it's introducing you to the character and says to be played only by a transgender actress. Which is, right? Yes. So we're seeing that more and more, and that's on the responsibility of writers and directors and producers and everyone involved to really put that as a priority. But we're seeing that more and more, and so there has never been a better time to be a trans woman looking to break into the industry because there is such a demand for trans talent like never before.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the question.
Thank you.
Hello, over here.
Yes, hello. My name is Henry.
Hi.
And I just want to say you guys are awesome on the show.
Thank
both
you.
Of you.
Thank you.
And I know both of you on the show, you got a rough season for both of you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I do.
I wonder, have you guys ever read the comic books of Supergirl and did any research of Supergirl before you started on the show?
So much research. I sat down in my room when I first got the role, when I first got to Vancouver, and DC had sent me a ton of Legion of Superheroes comics.
Sweet.
And they'd bookmarked and sticky noted all kind of the major Neuro storylines. There was the one I really loved when she went back to Naltor, when there was something interfering with the prophetic dreams that Naltorians have, and so she was kind of brought back, and the High Seer asked her, figure this out, because he just kind of assumed oh, you can still dream, and she was like, about that, and so she she breaks in. She eventually finds out it was something to do with earthquakes and vibrations, but there was this great scene that really showcased kind of her moxie and her resourcefulness, where she was fighting bank robbers, and they were like, oh, it's Dream Girl, she has no powers, and she kind of realized that the Legion flight ring is controlled by the wearer's willpower, and so she uses the flight ring to lift a piece of debris and throw it at the bank robbers, and they were like, but she's not supposed to have powers, and she's like, I'm foxy like that. So yeah, lots of research.
Will you be at the table with Jesse later on, doing any meet and greet later after this interview?
I ain't got anything going on, so sure.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Hello, over here.
Hi, my name is Damaris.
Hey man.
How are you?
Very good. How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Right on.
I just had to ask, are there any future plans in the future that, or you're doing TV, movies, anything like that?
Any upcoming
Future projects and stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, the back half of season 5. I don't know. We shoot the show for 10 months out of the year, and so right now we don't know what's happening with our hiatus. We've been told that we're going to find out soon, but we might only have a 3-week break before we go back to shoot season 6. Have you heard that?
Absolutely, I have not heard that.
You haven't
That's
heard that?
devastating to me.
I've heard this rumor been floating around, so.
I need that to be not true.
What? That's not true?
I need that to be not true.
Right, I mean, a lot of people are.
Homegirl has plans.
I know, Homeboy has plans as well. And plans of doing nothing. But so, I don't know, I don't know, don't want to speak for Nicole, but I am not doing anything. I am going to probably be resting during that 3 weeks.
I don't have anything I'm actively doing, but I have a movie set for limited theatrical release coming this spring. I did a vampire movie bit, so that will be. It's all kind of top secret, but the announced date, the release date should be out soon. I can't say anything without like.
Keep an eye out for it.
Yes. Or keep your fangs out for it, rather.
Oh,
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Sorry, we don't have any upcoming projects.
Just trying to make this back half of season 5 so good for y'all.
I'm sweating. Thank you.
over here, welcome.
Hi, my name's Bea, and
Yeah.
I have 2 questions for each of you. So,
4 questions total.
No, I mean,
Got it.
but for you.
Oh, I shoot.
For Jesse, what's it like working with Katie McGraw and like having that Brainy and Lena dynamic?
I'm a big fan of the Lena Brainy scenes because I think they're one and the same. They both come from these kind of some evil family history, and they both maybe have some repressed childhood traumas, and I feel like they can relate to each other, and they're a good. I like the friendship between them. So I get a kick out of shooting those scenes with Katie. I feel like we hardly see Katie just because she's always kind of like alone in her lab.
Especially this season.
Yeah, especially this season.
I think I've seen her twice on set this season.
I've seen a whole lot of Lex this season. So, I mean, look, I'm always down for more Brainy and Lena scenes. I hope to see more. So, yeah.
Me too. And for Nicole, how's your journey being the first transgender superhero been since season 4?
It's been really amazing. Of course, because, season 4 we saw Nia really become comfortable with her even having the powers to begin with, which is a journey in itself. And so then finding her own sort of place with these powers and then starting to own them in donning her grandmother's suit and becoming Dreamer was a whole transformation that was fantastic. And then this season, it's been really good to kind of play Nia not as, this season has been less her as the transgender superhero and more her just as Nia and, trying to work out through all the stuff in her life.
Right on. Oh, you mean me?
Yeah.
I see.
Stop hurting our girl.
It's complicated.
But there is a really great episode coming up that focuses on Dreamer's transness.
All right.
Really fun.
Was that 14?
15.
15. And the next episode is the 100th episode.
100th episode.
We made it, yeah!
And it's a very cool episode. I'm very
I
excited
had a
to see
lot
it.
of fun on that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait to see this episode. A lot of familiar faces are going to show up, so it's going to be fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much. Hello over here. Welcome.
Yes, sir, with the hat.
Yes.
Hey, dude.
Hello.
With the hat?
Yes, sir.
Hi.
Welcome.
Yes, I like the storyline where Linda Carter guest starred and then she was out as a lead.
Yeah.
And also, what was it like working on Crisis on Earth X? Unfortunately, because of this recent health crisis, unfortunately, I had the experience of being racially profiled just because I'm who I am, my gender. No, I mean my ethnicity. I mean, part of my work, I have to be in closer contact with people. And they just, and it was so embarrassing because other people were lining up behind that person. They were shocked.
Yeah.
Thank you for your question. Thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you for sharing that struggle. I did not get the opportunity to work on Crisis on Earth X. Was it? That was season.
I wasn't on that either. That was season 3.
Crossover, right?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy watching it?
I did. I
didn't watch any of the crossovers. I'm gonna be fully
The
honest.
Nazi Supergirl, the Nazi.
I'm gonna be fully honest.
Arrow.
When I would like watch the shows, but I would like watch them on Netflix, but I would never watch crossovers because I could never figure out like which episode to watch next on which series. That felt like a whole to do, and that's a lot of math.
Don't they have like part 2 and part 3 in the title?
That didn't look that hard.
That requires math.
I wasn't in that one.
I did really like Linda
But
Carter.
I loved it. Yeah, Linda Carter.
Her whole storyline was really cool. Yeah, I never got the opportunity to work with her though. I was really sad about that.
Yeah, she's a character.
Yeah, although, I mean, cub reporter for Catco Worldwide Media doesn't really have any business hanging out with the president.
Yeah.
Maybe
it's
in
true.
6.
Yeah. Is who's the president now? Do we know that? Do we know who's the president?
I have no idea. Who's running this earth?
I don't know. She doesn't have a name.
She doesn't have a name?
She Mrs.
All right, well, you know what? Progress.
There you go.
Love it. I'm with her.
Madam President.
Thank you for knowing the show.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hey, thank you.
Let's head over here. Welcome.
Hey, I have another question now that you guys are both here.
Right on.
Have you ever had something weird or funny happen during your audition?
Oh, anything weird or funny?
Audition for this?
During the audition.
How did you audition for this?
Yeah, so my first audition was a self-tape that I did. I was still living in Maine, so I got it from my reps, and they were like, hey, this is like, kind of an important audition. You should try. Because I was a broke like college student. I was usually just filming them on my laptop. Yeah.
They're like, put on some clothes for this one. Clean yourself up. Wipe your nose.
Straight from
your teeth.
Put yourself together.
That's awesome.
Totally.
Yeah.
So I paid a kid like $70 for my school to film it, and it was a good tape.
$70.
Yeah,
it was a good tape though.
That include coaching.
I got the part.
Yeah, yeah, all right. Money's well spent, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
I should hope so. So yeah, and then we didn't really hear anything from it, so I went out to LA to film a bit, and while I was there, I was contacted by them again, and I went into the room and I met Sarah, Robert, and Jessica, and the next day they were like, yo, you wanna fly to Canada and be a superhero? And I was like, yo, I'm already on the plane.
Awesome.
I got here yesterday.
I didn't know who I was auditioning for on the sides, which are it's a piece of the scene that they give you. It said I was auditioning for a guy named Ralph Richards. That he was a socially awkward, smartest guy in the world. So I was like, okay. So I went in there and I started doing it, and then about 4 lines in, I said, I'm sorry, can I start over again? And Robert was in the room and kind of gave me a look like, okay, sure. And I said, I'm just too excited right now. And then they laughed, and then I did it again, and then I left. And then they told me I got the part, and I was like, great, I'm playing Ralph Richards on Supergirl. I was like super excited to play this character who I just didn't think was a canon character from the comics. And so literally like 2.5 days before shooting, they told me I was playing Brainy. And so I kind of had to figure out what I was gonna do like in the hotel room. And I had like a panic attack. And
love those.
It was actually it was at the fitting for the super suit where I realized they told me, because the woman introduced me. She goes, "This is Jesse. He's playing Brainiac 5." And I was like,
you were like,
I was like, what?
And it was like record scratch.
Yeah, I was like, no.
Yep,
I'm playing Ralph Richards actually.
That's one of his aliases, one of Brainiac's aliases.
Yeah, and then I
Do you
found
think
out
we could get an episode where Brainiac goes undercover as Ralph Richards?
he goes undercover as Barney when he gets coffee.
Yeah, and I'm asking about Ralph Richards.
Well, I think Ralph Richards was sounding like a Reed Richards thing to try to throw people off the trail.
See, they did not try that with Dreamer. They were just like, this is Neo.
Thank you. Thank you both for sharing. Very fun.
Thank you, Daniel.
It's always interesting to hear the actor's process from before the project to working into the project to where we are now, a couple seasons in. It's very cool.
It's just the actor's process, you know?
Hello. Welcome.
Hello.
Hi there.
Hi.
My name is Carolyn, and I wasn't expecting Jesse to have guests, but I actually love Jesse in Defiance.
Thank you.
I adored your character, and I
This
thought,
is a me question.
And so, bye.
Come back.
I thought that your character
Gonna be cancelled. Sorry, guys, go on.
Too late.
I thought that your character development in that series was so unique and amazing, and I just was always wondering, did you know you were going to be playing that character long term, or was that like a surprise each time they brought you back in? Because you seem to be like so developed, so different each time, and yet you were very coherent in your development.
Yeah, you know, the thing about that show is that, no one, and it's kind of similar with the show with Supergirl, but that show, there was like life and death stakes every episode. People could die. Every episode, someone died. And that cast, we started off as a big cast. And by the third season, there was not that many of us left.
I love Battle Royale.
Right, exactly. And so, we would live as these characters, and we'd get the scripts every week, and, we'd get the scripts and we'd flip through all the pages to make sure that we were still alive or dead. So we really didn't know what was going to happen, and I didn't know from one episode to the next what was going to happen to my character. And that's still the case with Supergirl too. We're shooting episode 18.
We're shooting
episode
18,
18
just
right
got the
now.
script for 19.
So we started episode 19. I have no idea what's going to happen in 20. So.
End of 19 is wild.
So, all right. Careful.
Little red dot appears.
So yeah, that's just the case with shooting television versus movies. Movies, you get to see the whole story, and you get to see how the arc of your character from the first to last act. With TV, it's you really have no idea what they have in store for you, and it can be stressful, but it really kind of allows you to live as this character and to empathize with your character and want to protect your character as you play him, because you never know if you're going to die or not.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I absolutely loved your portrayal, going from the rebellious, ignorant teen to a self-made, independent man, and all the journeys you went through in that series. It was absolutely an amazing portrayal. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Go on.
Thank you. Very thoughtful question. Thank you. Hello, over here.
First of all, I don't want to get you guys in trouble, so
okay.
Question. I have a two-parter. First one is, are you guys happy with Krypton's take on Lobo?
I actually I haven't seen Krypton. I know that's like I hear amazing things, and I know that it was an awesome show from what I hear, but I actually haven't seen Krypton, so I know that they did Lobo. I'm still hoping that Jason Momoa can play Lobo, because I think that he's perfect Lobo, but I
would like to see it.
I haven't seen, I know they did it, I haven't seen it, so I can't say.
Well, do you hope to see Lobo on Supergirl?
Well, I mean, that would be cool. That would be cool. We need like a fourth wall breaking character. That being said, in the next episode, we have a cool character that could break the fourth wall and stuff.
Oh.
If you saw the last episode, he appeared at the end of the last episode. So
is he as violent as Lobo?
No. It's hard to find anyone who is.
That's where I come in.
But yeah, that would be awesome. I'd love to see Lobo on our show.
Thanks.
So cool.
Thank you. Hello, over here.
Hi, I'm Leon.
Hi.
Hey, man.
Awesome.
Okay, first question is for Jesse. Sam Witwer is a really good actor. When he did his impression of you, did you coach him on that, or did he just do that on his own? Because it was really good.
Yeah, we kind of both had the idea, so he asked me, and I was so ready to do it. He wanted me to film myself doing that scene. So over the weekend, I filmed myself doing the lines and the actions for that scene. After which he worked and developed an impression of me. And I was there on the day, because he turns back into me at the end of that scene. So I was there right off camera watching him do an impression of me, and I didn't know whether to be flattered or insulted. Either way, I thought it was hilarious.
He was right off screen and yelled.
And yeah, he told me that afterwards, he's like, it was really hard to do that out of the corner of my eye, seeing this little blue guy walking around pacing behind the camera. So I loved it. I thought he was so funny, and especially because the character he played that season was such a jerk and such an evil character. To see him escape for a second and play this thing, it just goes to show he's a testament to Sam and his acting ability. But what's funny is that I've retroactively done things based off of his impression of me. For instance, there's certain ways that he moved his hand in that impression of me that I'm like, oh, that Brady would do that, and I so we don't shoot the episode in order, right? So he did a little hand gesture, and I said, oh, okay. And then later on, we shot a scene that happens before that scene, and I made sure to put that hand gesture in to thread the.
That's awesome.
You know what I mean? And so I just so that his impression would make even more sense, And it was I got a kick out of it watching him do that. And it's one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah, it was good and funny at the same time.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah, he killed it.
Yeah. My second question is for Nicole Maines. I have a super big crush on you, and I would like to get a picture with you somehow. Can we get that done somehow?
I'll come find you.
Thank you.
We'll do a picture.
For the record, my girlfriend approves.
Hey, girl!
Into it.
We do it well.
But that was it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
What'd you say? We doing well?
Yeah.
We doing well.
We do it well.
Put that on a
We do it well.
Yeah, what do you
I
guys
thought you said we doing well.
Oh. I mean, that too. I'm doing well. She looks like she's doing well.
Doing well.
Thank you both for coming.
Thank you.
Hello over here.
Hey guys, my name is Danny.
Hey man.
Hi.
Nice to meet you guys. I love your characters on the show. I love your arcs. You guys are super great.
Thanks.
So I love to ruin friendships, and I just want to ask, in a fight between Dreamer and Brainiac, who would win?
Brainy.
I don't know. I'd say Dreamer.
Really?
Brainy's not a fighter,
No. Okay. So, but in episode 10, so when Dreamer confronts Bad Brainy, there was this whole fight scene that got between us. She held her own. I did some cool moves, some jump kicks.
Yeah, there was a cool fight scene that got cut.
It was so awesome, but we saw how that ended.
But he beat you up, though, didn't he?
Yeah, he threw me over 2 tables.
Yeah, but our Brainy Prime would never fight her. I don't think.
Yeah, no.
Only in a training thing.
Yeah.
Like in the fortress.
Yeah. Or I also lost.
Yeah. Right. Well, I think your potential.
I'm a little more scrappy this season, though.
That's true, and now you have your gauntlet.
Got my gauntlets. I got
powers
I got my phone cord of justice.
Brainy doesn't have any powers really. His power is his superior intellect. So he would find a way to escape the fight.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a doctor's appointment. I can't make it.
Would he break up with her again?
That's how he would win the fight. By not showing up.
There we go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. First, I gotta say, Nicole, I'm surprised you're here because I was actually on Facebook last week asking if you're gonna be here, and they said we'll consider it, and now you're here. So I'm hoping you can be here next year so you could get photo-ops and autographs. But anyway, my question is for you. You're the first transgender female character in a comic book. So Marvel actually, I think, potentially that you started this, because Marvel now is actually having a transgender character in Thor 4. So my question is, if there was an opportunity, if they had another, if they were casting for a transgender superhero movie, like any universe, would you be down to do it? Play a transgender character superhero in another movie?
Of course, yeah. I mean, I am partial to, where's the camera? I am partial to DC. They tell stories brilliantly, and their character development is well crafted and in depth. But yes, I would love to play a trans superhero in a movie. Give Dreamer a movie. Let's do that.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
You
Yeah.
down? Let's do it.
Yeah,
I'll do it. I'm down.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, we have about 5 more minutes left, so still time for these questions and perhaps a few more in, so let's keep rolling along.
Let's do it.
Hey, kind of a funny question. There's a lot of dogs and stuff on set, so any funny stories about pets?
Yes, okay, so this was recent. It was, so Melissa's, I think this was during the 100th, so Chris was up, and they had oh, they've seen Twitter. Melissa's dog Drift was on set, and I think it was Stas was like throwing a ball to Drift or something. I was getting zipped up in the suit, and he threw the ball at Drift, and Drift is so bad at moving his body. It like shot out of Drift's, he like caught it, but it shot out of Drift's mouth, bounced off the table, and hit me in the face. And then, we all know Farley stole my steak, and I'll never forgive her.
Yes, Melissa's dog Farley steals your food every lunch, I think. It's really funny.
I'm gonna make that dog a coat.
A lot of dogs, a lot of cute dogs on set. Oh, yes, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello over here. Welcome.
Hey Jesse, hey Nicole.
Hello.
One question's for you, Jesse.
Yeah.
How did you like the scene that you did with your sister Megan?
Loved it. I loved working with her. Hopefully she comes back and we get to do more of it because, yeah, I think it's a great character. Oh yes. I always have a great time working with my sister.
And for you, Nicole, I have a lot of friends that are transgender, so when I heard that you ended up being the first transgender person to be in a superhero thing, that made me into tears because I didn't know there was going to be one in any type of thing. And then when I saw it on TV, it was incredible. So
thank you so
great
much.
that you did that, Nicole. Great job.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Very cool. Hello over here.
Yo.
Hey Jesse.
Yo. Hey man.
Thank you so much for the autograph for me.
Yeah, anytime.
Very great. And Nicole, you and Jesse were very great in the Supergirl because the team up and then this whole love breakup goes.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you'll find a way to get back together because you two are very great teamwork.
Thank you very much.
Will you forgive me?
Try Valentine's Day or something.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, good call.
I think he'll at least have to make dinner or something. Forgiven. Oh, it's forgiven.
Valentine's Day was 3 days ago.
Okay, next. Yeah.
Bobby,
the next time around.
We're a couple that exists outside of time. You know that.
Nice.
I'll be sure to keep watching on Supergirl for every 4 episodes. And I'm so sorry, but I didn't know your birthday was on October 7th, Nicole.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of missed it. I was busy.
Oh, no, please.
How dare you?
I'm sorry. I get a little bit confusing and really...
It's okay. It's all right.
Well,
just don't let it happen again.
Yes. Okay. Well, have a great time in the Fan Expos and the BC Canada. So
thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here and thank you for watching. Hello over here.
Hi, I'm glad you're here, Nicole, because it allowed me to ask you this question, or maybe both of you, because I ship Nia and Brainy on the show. You are my favorite couple on the show, or not a couple anymore. But
I think we're the Jim and Pam, but I know we're the Ryan and Kelly.
Yes, very dysfunctional. And I know Brady can smother Nia, but I'm hoping, I don't know if you can spoil it, but I hope Brady grows a brain and gets back together with Nia because you guys are great together. And what can you tell us about that?
Me too.
What was the question? Just that we hope we get back together?
Hope we get back together, and kind of what can we say about that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say, you know what, we don't even know.
Yeah.
That's the answer. We don't know.
I have no idea what's going on with
you
them.
know, all I know is that I love shooting those scenes with Nicole. We have a lot of fun on set. Even if the scenes aren't romantic or, you know, regardless of if we're a couple or not a couple, we're still shooting scenes together. You'll see these next episodes, we're still in it every episode. And so, you know, we have a great time working together.
No, it's always really fun doing scenes with you. My favorite is my favorite was the breakfast burrito one though.
Yeah?
That was a lot of fun. But I really like breakfast burritos.
Because you got to eat at work.
So many! So I gauge how good a time I'm having anywhere.
Yeah. So I don't know, you know, we don't know how it's gonna end up, but either way, we have a blast doing it. So thank you for.
Hold on, hope.
You keep shipping it.
I will ship it hard.
Do it.
All right,
thank you. For everything you have.
Thank you. What I love about having the both of you joining us here on stage is it's nice to see your chemistry up here, riffing off of each other, talking with each other, and answer these questions. How important is cast bonding, cast chemistry when working on a TV show that can go on for many years? How important is it for that to be fostered and continue to be nurtured?
We have a everyday and mandatory bonding meeting. We talk about bonding. I don't know. It's I think we don't just kind of like each other. You know, I don't think anyone puts any like sort of pressure on needing to get along with everyone. It's just kind of, you know, you work with people long enough. You just, you know, you get into a groove and it ends up being fun, you know? And more the amount of fun you have at work versus how stressful it can be, you know, the fun outweighs the stress.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have a really great cast and we have a really great crew as well. And it's just, you know, I think that's really important, you know, when you're working 16-hour days, that you're with people that you like and you're with people that you can have a good time with. And so I think a lot of that chemistry-wise reads on screen because, you know, we all just have a really good time together off screen, and I think that translates to the camera.
Awesome. Well, I can definitely see that because speaking of having fun off screen, we've had so much fun with you here at Fan Expo Vancouver. You two you'll be back in your booth for people to come and say hello, get a photo, get a signature, and perhaps Nicole will be there as well to go and say hi. And as always, we appreciate all of you for being here at Fan Expo to give our wonderful special guest a warm, wonderful applause.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. One more time for Jesse and Nicole. Very glad to have you here. Go and say hello at their booth. Thank you all very much. And stick around, Fan Expo.